and there are lots of people who are impacted. If you look at the Bagre Dam, and in fact, this time it's not just the Bagre Dam we should be looking at, because there are two dams sitting right on top of Ghana. One of them is the Bagre Dam, which feeds the White Water, right? There's another dam which sits between Ghana and Togo in Burkina Faso, which is also going to be spilled.
Yeah.
That dam basically will feed the Oti region, the Oti River. Okay, so based on the impact of the spillage, we are to expect something to happen within the Volta, the White Volta catchment area. We should also make some plans for the Oti River catchment area, because if you look at that dam, it's also quite close to us. It's also full and it will be spilled. Now, let's go back to Bagre and look at the communities and the districts along the spillage area. You have the Binduri district, you have the Boku West district, which will be impacted, Garu district, Boku municipal, Timpani district. And when it comes to the Timpani district, there's something interesting about the district. It doesn't have even 1 kilometer of a tarred road.
The whole district.
The whole district doesn't have 1 kilometer of a tarred road. And I say this all the time, that any person who wants to debate can come with me. We'll drive up to Timpani. They don't have a 1 kilometer of a tarred road in that particular district. It has a population close to 50,000 people. Then there's also the Talensi district, which will be affected, the Nabdam district, the Kasina Nankana municipal, Dusa North district, Bongo district. And depending on how the rains happen also in the northern region, some areas in the northern region will be affected as well. And these districts, if you look at them, they are the hubs of production for stuff like millet. Okay? So millet, which will affect our Hausa cocoa and related millets foods, right? There's also sorghum. Why is sorghum important? Sorghum is right now one of the main ingredients in our breweries industries. If you go to a company like Guinness Ghana Limited, they buy almost all their sorghum from the Upper East region. And Upper East region depends on sorghum for a lot of the liquidity that goes into the district. So it's going to be affected. Maize is one of the things that's going to be affected. Groundnuts, cowpea, rice, onions, peppers, and tomatoes. All these things are going to be affected. So it's such a big deal that we need to find a lasting solution to this Bagre Dam issue. And historically, the Bagre Dam spillage has affected a lot of people. If you look at the spillage between 2007 to 2024, these are the recorded deaths. About 81 people have been confirmed dead across major spillage years. Okay, 25 in 2009, 17 in 2010, 10 in 2014, 19 in 2020, and over 30 in 2018. And these are the recorded ones. I believe that the numbers are even higher than this. Okay, we've lost a lot of livestock, and if you look at these districts I mentioned, you are looking at a population of about 1.3 million people in the larger area, and each of them will be affected somehow, because this is what happens when the spillage happens. Roads are cut off, so people cannot move. Farms are flooded, livestock washed away, schools, hospitals are flooded. And for a lot of us who have been looking at this and watching the Bagre Dam spillage, we think a lot can be done. Okay, there's been the conversation about the Polugu Dam construction. If we cannot construct the Polugu Dam immediately, because when the dam was announced, we were told that it's going to be the biggest single infrastructure investment in the northern sector, over $900 million. We can still use engineering solutions. We've been analyzing different things you can do, from the end of the Bagre Dam to where the White Volta connects to the larger Volta around the Yape area. We measured about 300 kilometers of the water course. Okay, it's a wide water course. It's highly silted. What can we do? Can we consider desilting some of the segments? Can we consider some other engineering solutions? And the sad thing is that all this water will drain into the water and drain into the sea, and for 8 months this region will not have water for farming. They practically get water for 3, 4, 5 months rain. So how can we trap all this water? And to give listeners a good picture of how much water that is being spilled. Your syntax tanks, right? The 1,000 syntax tank is 1,000 liters.
Yep.
Now these people are spilling close to 335 of this every second. The minimum amount of water that will be spilled during the exercise per second is 335. That's 1,000-liter poly tank full every second. So if you are going to spill for 1 week, for 2 weeks, just do the numbers. It's a lot of water. Now all this water is going to flow, destroy farms, destroy homes, destroy schools, destroy markets, and it's going to end up in the larger water system, which will be used to generate some electricity, a little irrigation in some of the areas, and it will all flow into the sea in Ada. And then for 8 months, these people cannot produce all these things we've mentioned. So we really need to see our Water Resources Commission, for example. We need to see our engineering council. We have an engineering council in this country. We need to see institutions like the Ghana Institution of Engineers and all these built environment professional groupings come up with smart ideas. Okay, per considerations, can we start desilting the white water? Because it's really heavily silted in a lot of the areas. If you are going to desilt, what's the strategy? What quality of sand can we get from the desilting process? And what value can that add to our economy somehow? All these things are things we should be looking at in addressing the Bagre Dam spillage in the long term and also creating value for ourselves.
Right.